What's up, y'all? Sorry I'm a bit late getting this video out, but as they say, life's never boring. Been a bit busy, but here we go. Took a while to get this race together here. What I thought was going to be kind of easy at first, not quite so easy when it comes to me looking at it. A lot of things could happen in this one, but at some point you got to make a pick. You got to just roll with that and see if that matches up with what happens in the race. First off, I got to say, tis the law. Very disappointed he's not in here. I think they really were scared, bit embarrassed. They lost the Kentucky Derby. They thought they had a super horse. Turns out that he wasn't. He's still a good horse. Not like he got blown away. Not like he finished last or anything. He just got beat. I mean, they probably should have switched up the jockey, I thought. Put somebody a little bit more experienced on him, brought him back. They say they're saving him for the Breeders' Cup, but who knows? We've heard that story before with other horses like Matchroom Security, and then they don't do it. They find a way to get scared and get out of there. But at any rate, no tis the law in this one. So, a month and a half ago, we were talking about which one of these horses in this race was going to run second in the Derby. But as they say, that's why they run the races. It doesn't always work out the way it does on paper. So, at any rate, let's go ahead and jump into this. Number one, Accession, ridden by Sheldon Russell. They got him at 30-1 for good reason. He's probably the least accomplished horse in this field. He's out of Union Rags, grandson of Tappet. But he just really hasn't run with the kind of competition he's running in here before. Had a bunch of jockey switches on him. Last out, he ran second against Nadal in the Rebel. So that was a decent performance. That's why they're bringing him out here. But at any rate, he's got his work cut out for him for sure. Sheldon Russell. I've liked Sheldon Russell. I think he has a lot of talent. I've seen him ride a lot of races and insignificant races. I think if he did ever get to the point where he could get some good horses, I think he might be able to do something. But at any rate, I don't think he's going to be able to do anything on Accession here. Number two, Mr. Big News, all right, out of Giants Causeway. Gabriel Saez on this horse. Last out, he's in that Kentucky Derby. He screwed up my superfecta bet and my trifecta by coming out and running third in the Kentucky Derby there behind Authentic and Tis the Law. He's back. He's decent looking. I mean, I can't say I really overlooked him too. I did overlook him because, he was sixth in the Bluegrass. I guess I kind of, with Muro was riding him there. Gabriel Saez rode him in the win of the Oaklawn. Gabriel Saez rode him in the Kentucky Derby. Gabriel Saez is back aboard him today. So I think he's got a much better shot at getting something done here. Third, we got Art Collector. The only horse I thought really had his chance of beating Tis the Law going into the Derby. Then he was scratched. Authentic ended up getting the win over Tis the Law there. I said Art Collector was going to kind of do what, or going to need to do what Authentic did, was just, Tis the Law is not a front runner. You just get out there and run your race. And a lot of times you can beat those horses off the pace if you kind of just ignore them and make sure you run a good race to get out there, and then you can just close hard. That's what Art Collector is going to have to do today, I think, as well. But he's going to have his work cut out for him. He's got other horses running up front. But, we'll get into the pace a little bit later. Art Collector, decent horse, best bred horse in this race, in my opinion, out of Bernardini, grandson of A.P. Indy and Distorted Humor. Really strong breeding for this one. The biggest problem with this horse, I think, is he's ridden by B.J. Hernandez. He's nobody's favorite jockey. But a lot of times, when these horses get a rapport with the jockey that they've been riding with for a long time, they can do well. I mean, you look, Manny Franco rode Tis the Law until they got to the Derby, and he still was competitive there. Franco just didn't have enough talent to get enough out of Tis the Law, in my opinion. We'll see if Art Collector has to face that today, but I think he will be competitive, and Hernandez has won several times aboard him. Last out, third in the Ellis Park Derby, win by 3, 148. Before that, Bluegrass Stakes, win by 3, 148. Before that, he optional claimer 100K, win by 6, 141 in mile 16th. So he's definitely accomplished. Got 5 wins in a row, working out well. That's Art Collector, second favorite at 5-2. Number 4, Swiss Skydiver. This is a filly here out of Daredevil. Now, she was looking pretty good there. Ran second behind Art Collector in the Bluegrass. Mike Smith aboard in that one. Then they switched up to Tyler Gaffleone. She got a win at 1.25 miles in the Alabama. That was against all fillies, though, 203. She came back in the Kentucky Oaks. 1.8 miles, 148. She lost that by 1 length by She Dares the Devil, who ran a great race there to beat Gamine and Swiss Skydiver. But at any rate, Swiss Skydiver's back now in the Preakness, trained by Kenneth McPeak. They've got Robbie Alvarado dusted off to ride her now, riding for the first time. They got her at 6-1. I think that's a bit high personally, but she's probably going to be near the front. I think that might hurt her, but we'll see how it works out for Swiss Skydiver. Number 5, 1,000 Words. Interesting horse here, trained by Bob Baffert, ridden by Florent Garreau. Lots of speculation of what this horse was going to do going into the Kentucky Derby, if he's going to try to block Tiz the Law, get in the way, do something. The horse ended up freaking out because they put some weird tassels on him. He bucked up, knocked one of the assistant trainers over, broke his arm. Coincidentally, Authentic in the winner's circle kind of freaked out, knocked Bob Baffert over and a couple other people. A lot of people say his horses are hopped up on something. It's hard to argue that when you see how they're acting sometimes. But hey, and he's been suspended for drug use. But hey, we're not going to get into that. Hey, if they pass clean for this particular race, then it's official. I don't make the rules for that. I don't do any testing. So at any rate, 1,000 Words is back now. He bucked up, knocked over a bunch of guys, flipped over. They said he fell on his head. He didn't really hit his head. The horse knew he was falling backwards. He had his head up. He probably fell better than a lot of humans fall backwards. Humans kind of just love to slam their head on the back, concrete or whatever they fall on. But I think he did a decent job. He fell over, lost his balance, got back up. They decided to scratch him, not run him in the Derby because of that. He's back now. They got him at 6-1. Same jockey, Florent Garreau, scheduled to ride him. He's never ridden him before, though, so that one experience on him wasn't a very good one. We'll see how he likes it now. 1,000 Words is out of Pioneer of the Nile, who's an Empire Maker horse, also sire of American Pharaoh. Trainer Bob Baffert, as I said. So, I mean, the horse has a lot going for him on paper. They put the blinkers on. I don't really think that ever, it makes a difference with some horses, blinkers on, blinkers off. I don't think it's something you can really handicap on. But, blinkers are going to be on for this race. Before that, he had a win in the Shared Belief. I didn't really think he was going to get the win there, but he was able to come out, get the lead, and take command. Not too impressive a time, 1:16, 143, but he got that win. He was second before in the Los Alamitos to Uncle Chuck before that one. I thought Uncle Chuck, we might see him in the Preakness, but no, he's not running here either. He did, however, have a loss, however, to Mr. Big News in that Oaklawn Stakes, 29 lengths off the lead in that one. Joe Talmo was riding him. And he also was beaten by Authentic in the San Felipe. So he's seen a lot of these horses before, had a bunch of jockey changes on him. He's got jockey changes again. I know a lot of people are probably thinking he's going to probably try to do something slick with Baffert. I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't try to jump out in front of Art Collector and slide over and try to block him, try to mess up his game. Bob Baffert's in it to win it. Everybody knows that. Bob Baffert has won seven Preakness Stakes. He's tied for the record, going right now to break that record. Tied with a guy, R. Wyndham Walden. I had to look this up, Wikipedia. Won 7 Preaknesses between 1875 and 1888. So it's a long standing record that Bob Baffert's trying to take down here. He's got a great shot with Authentic. He's also got 1,000 Words in there. So, 1,000 Words could hit the board as well. 7 Preakness winners. That's a lot. I had to count them all. Silver Charm, as we know, near miss Triple Crown horse. Real quiet near miss Triple Crown horse. Point Given won 2 out of 3. Kind of could say he's a near miss Triple Crown, third in the Derby. War Emblem, near miss Triple Crown horse. Then we got Looking at Lucky. He got a kind of a surprise Preakness win there. And then American Pharaoh Triple Crown winner and Justified Triple Crown winner. So that speaks as to how many times Baffert's running this race and how many horses he's had that's done well in this race. So he's going after it again. 1,000 Words is one of his horses. Authentic the 9 is the other, but we're going to move on to the 6 Jesus team. This horse is out of Tapiture. I thought, he was kind of claimed, switched trainers, I thought he was going to do a little bit better, but they've been entering him in races I think that he's really not qualified to run in. Ran him in the Haskell, fourth in that one, 7 lengths off. Ran him in the Pegasus. He was second in that, and he was third in the Jim Dandy. I just don't think he's got enough to keep up with these horses. I think he may be able to hit the board, but they put Jay Toledo on him. Not a smart move in my opinion. I mean, this horse needs somebody better riding him, not someone who's never ridden him before. It's not that great. So that's why he's 30-1. All right, number 7, NY Traffic. Another jockey change here. This horse, another decent-looking horse. I just don't think he got the talent to run with him. Horacio Caramano's riding him. Knows this track pretty well. Local guy, decent jockey. Don't know if he's going to have the horse to be able to compete in this, but he may be able to hit the board if things kind of go awry for the better horses. Last out, he ran the Kentucky Derby, 8 lengths off, 13 lengths behind Authentic. No match for him there. He was second in the Haskell behind Authentic by a nose. I think Authentic obviously kind of fell asleep in that mile and 1/8 and 150. It was in Haskell, so everyone says that's like running, backwards in the sand. So at any rate, slow time. He was able to kind of run up, almost got a win, only lost by a nose there. Before that, he ran the Matt win, mile 16, 143. So he hasn't run a really fast time at all. I don't expect him to do that coming up tomorrow. Number 8, Max Player. All right, another horse, been running kind of decent. Third in the Belmont behind Tiz the Law, third in Travers behind Tiz the Law, fifth in the Derby. Not too far off. Jockey changes, Rosario. He had Santana Jr. riding him there in the Kentucky Derby. Now they've got Paco Lopez on him. I don't think that's going to make much difference. I don't think it's going to be a benefit to the horse. Decent horse, Max Player. I just don't think he's really gotten the right attention, the right jockey. Stephen Asmussen's training him. You may want to consider throwing him into a try or something. I don't know if I'm going to do that in this one because of the jockey change once again. But we'll see. Maybe Paco Lopez can get a little bit more out of him. Number 9, Authentic. All right, now speaking of winning big races, jockey Johnny Velasquez. He's got 3 Kentucky Derby winners now. One on Always Dreaming, one on Animal Kingdom, one on Authentic now, and he's also won the Belmont Stakes twice, but he never won the Preakness. With Always Dreaming, he came out. Animal Kingdom was a decent race. He got beat by Shackelford in that race. He just wasn't an awesome horse. He won the Derby with Animal Kingdom. Shackelford beat him in the Preakness. That's how horse racing goes. Always Dreaming, he didn't really have it there. I was kind of disappointed in him. I thought Always Dreaming was going to do a bit better. Fell apart, finished 8th in that one. So Johnny Velasquez has no Preakness wins. He's going to be looking to get over that hump. Now, Authentic, a lot of people, was kind of saying he's inauthentic. He's fraud. A lot of people thought he couldn't win the Derby. I didn't think he could win the Derby necessarily until the last minute. 1,000 Words was out. He had all these other scratches without Art Collector in there. I was like, Authentic, you got to make a play for him in there. He did end up winning the race. Luckily for me, I got paid on that. But he ran a lot better the race than I thought he was going to. He finished in 2 minutes and 2, I think it was, 2 minutes and 3. So good time, led the race. He didn't have much trouble. Opened up in 46. A lot of people say you can't do that. I say yes, you can, especially if you're not pressured. Let your horse run free. You're just burning a disc between the other horse before you really got to ask him to go. That's what he was able to do. Tiz the Law made the move. Manny Franco got up with him. Didn't have enough to keep up with him. Johnny Velasquez really stretched this horse out to get that win. Manny Franco kind of looked like to me he just gave up in the end of that race on Tiz the Law. So Authentic got the win in the Derby with a good time. He's back here, obviously the favorite, 9-5. He might go a little bit closer to even money. Probably getting running up front. That could be to his detriment, though, again, because he's up against Authentic and a couple other horses are going to be up there. Number 10, Pneumatic. All right, Pneumatic, Joe Bravo riding him. Some people think this horse is awesome in that time of the 144, like I said, where you're running backwards in the sand at Monmouth Park. Gave him that 144 time he had in his last out in the Pegasus Stakes. He got a win there. I think the biggest difference was they had Joe Bravo aboard. Gave him a good ride. Joe Bravo's a well-accomplished jockey. Got the job done. Before that, he ran the Belmont. Ricardo Santana Jr. rode him there, fourth, 7 lengths off the leader, Tis the Law. And in the Mat when he was third in that one behind NY Traffic. So, I mean, this horse has been beat by NY Traffic. He's been beaten by Max Player. Been beaten by, well, Tis the Law, of course. But with the jockeys changing, Joe Bravo seems to have a good rapport with the horse. I expect him to run a good race, maybe a little bit better than people are thinking. At 20-1, I think that's definitely too high. He may have a chance to even win it. Who knows if something goes awry with this pace. Now, number 11, Live Your Beast Life, sired by Ghost Zapper, one of my favorite horses of all time. He was sired by Awesome Again, another one of my favorite horses of all time. Strong breeding on that side of this horse. They switched the jockey to McCarthy. He's having a decent year, a 21% win percentage. They still got this horse at 30-1, though. Second in the Jim Dandy behind Jesus Team, or ahead of Jesus Team. Ahead of Jesus Team. Yeah, Mystic Guide got the win in that one. That's Mystic Guide got the win in that Jim Dandy. At any rate, second in that race. Before that, he got a win in an allowance. Not too impressive a time, mile and eighth, 150. He was third in an optional clamor before that. So, I mean, I guess because he ran second in the Jim Dandy, they're going to see what he's got. Maybe he's developing a little bit more. Decent workout. He had a couple workouts to go, a 59 breezing. That's up there with what you've seen from, Authentic, and you saw one from, Art Collector. So we'll see what Live Your Beast Life has got. I think he's going to have his work cut out for him as well. I think he might be the bit outmatched. Now, the pace in this race is everything, all right? The pace in this race is going to determine it all. I think they're going to open up at least 46, all right? Maybe 45. If it goes to 44-second opening half mile, I think that we'll probably see a win from Mr. Big News or Pneumatic. All right, Mr. Big News and Pneumatic probably would win this race if they open up at 44-second or maybe even a 45. I think they're really going to be going after it. I've got 1,000 Words running near the front. Of course, I've got Art Collector definitely going for the lead. I got Authentic probably going to go out there and try to get the lead. I don't know if he'll be as aggressive as he was in the Derby. He wasn't challenged as much. But they're going to be going after it. I think that may create a bit of a problem for some of these horses to hang in there. The Stalkers, I think, are going to be 1,000 Words right off the pace. I think Swiss Skydiver may try to get the lead, but she's probably going to be hanging off the pace, as well as NY Traffic hanging off the pace. I think that's going to ruin it for these horses. That's way too fast for these horses to be effective. I think they're going to start falling off probably around the mile mark, and you're going to see a turn into a big duel between Authentic and Art Collector. Now, in an even match duel, Johnny Velasquez has got that. We saw that, and Tis the Law may still be a better horse than Authentic, all things being equal. But in that matchup, in that situation, Johnny Velasquez got more out of his horse. Will he be able to do that again coming up? I don't know. I think it's more of a target on his back for sure because he's the favorite this time. Unlike he was in the Derby, people aren't gunning for him. However, I don't think they will open up that fast. I don't think Johnny Velasquez is going to go 45, 44. I think he will chill and give Art Collector the lead if he needs to. I think that will play in Art Collector's favor. I got Art Collector and Authentic running close to each other. Art Collector probably a bit ahead. I have Art Collector with this win, surprisingly to a lot of people. I know they think he's second rate, small track Kentucky horse. 5 wins in a row, good times in these wins. He's done everything that's asked of him. He'll have to prove it again this time. But I got him with the win here over Big Bad Baffert and Johnny Velasquez. I had to go with my instinct in this. I instinctively thought he was the second best horse in the Derby. I thought he had a chance to win that Derby. He was scratched. I instinctively thought he would have a good chance to win the Preakness. I have to stick with what my initial gut feeling was, even though I could very easily take Authentic in this race. And I could very also easily take Mr. Big News or Pneumatic in this race because the pace could be too fast. but that's not what I'm going to do. I'm saying Authentic hangs in there for second. Still a good horse, still a strong closer. I got Authentic in there for second. Mr. Big News, Gabriel Size, I think has got a bit more rapport on him than Bravo with Pneumatic. I like Pneumatic. I think he's going to close hard. I just think Mr. Big News is probably a bit better horse, just a little bit. I will have them both in the Super. Of course, Mr. Big News and Pneumatic I got running fourth. I think 1,000 Words, Max Player, I think they try to close in there. I just don't think they're going to be able to make it. And I think all the other horses are going to fall apart. Too close to the pace. All right, went way long in this one. 20 minutes, don't like going that long. But hey, a lot to talk about for this race. Since everything's kind of jacked up and out of order, last Triple Crown race. And then we're going to head into Jockey Club Gold Cup. I got to look up the date on that. But that's going to be another big one before we get ready for this Breeders' Cup. So this is only still getting us set here. I mean, it may look like the end of the Triple Crown, but it's not the end of anything. I mean, it's all leading up to the Breeders' Cup Classic. That's where we're going to see the big showdown. So that's the picks for this one. 3, 9, 2, 10. I'm going with Art Collector. BJ Hernandez, don't let me down. Make me look good here. Come out there with a good win. You got to beat Johnny V and Big Bad Baffert for me. All right, I will see you all after the race, and if any changes happen, I'll definitely let you know. Check you out later.